I know this is a state issue, but do you believe that water should have been released from the Waragamba Dam prior to all this rainfall?
Well, I think in the cold, hard light of facts after the event, I think there'll be a review to look at all these things. We can always learn from each one of these. Can we do it better? And I think that's something as a society we shouldn't be afraid to have a mature conversation about. But I think just in the middle of trying to keep people safe, I think we should just focus on that. There'll be plenty of time for people to review these types of decisions that have been made and for us to continue to consider and work with states to actually start digging some holes and building some more dams. Lo and behold, you know, we're going to see more of these larger events. It just makes sense to catch some of that water. And now we've got $3.5 billion ready to cut a cheque to get some bulldozers and excavators moving. But we need the states to give the approvals to decide how they want to do it. And it's just time that I think we stop talking about it and actually do something.
Yeah. Are you satisfied with the speed that it has taken? I'm referring to the three infrastructure projects that were announced towards the end of last year that relate to new dams. Are you satisfied with the speed that that is taking?
Well, no, and I don't think it's just New South Wales. I think you can say it's right up into Queensland. I mean, we are business cased. We are EIS out of our brains. Just what continues to go on in just doing report after report. At some point, someone's going to have to turn the engine on and get a dozer and an excavator moving and start digging some holes and start plumbing our nation. I mean, this is the frustrating thing. Our forefathers gave ownership of the resources to the states. We respect that, and we've said we'll do our bit. We'll cut a cheque. But we can't even get them to take our money. And this is the frustrating thing that Australians can see, the opportunity that's there for us to start to plumb this country, particularly not just for agriculture, but even for urban centres. You've got to understand there'll be a 37% reduction in storage capacity per person per megalitre of water, even in metro areas by 2030, which means you'll have trouble turning your tap on when you want to because the population's increasing, but we can't get the states to dig a hole to store some water to keep water in our pipes.
And just finally, I know you've got to go, but vaccine rollout today in some parts of New South Wales, what sort of delays are you expecting?
Well, that'll be predicated on how quickly the water abates. We're in no rush. We're in a really good position in Australia, better than any other country in the world, because we've been able to manage this pandemic. We haven't got people severely ill in hospitals of any great quantity, so we've been able to manage it so we can get this right. But we're confident that we'll continue to roll out those 6 million vaccinations over the next 6 months. We did it last year during the flu season and COVID. We were able to do that through our GPs. We've had twice the number of GPs sign up to this. We're very confident that we'll work with the medical profession to roll those vaccines out in a COVID-safe way and a safe way in terms of emergencies once the water abates.
Okay, David Littleproud, the Minister for Emergency Management. Appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us.